tighter. So far, I drilled a bunch of holes all the way through, so you should be able to see right through it. And then I didn't go all the way through the bottom. I drilled a bunch of holes in the inside layer, so there's going to be airflow going like up into the flame box, but without ashes falling out, hopefully. And I took one of these pieces and just put it between the layers, and I'm probably just going to use that as a door. Seems to stay all right. We'll see what happens when it gets hot. I'm going to put some kind of handle on it. Doesn't have to be airtight, I don't think. I don't know. And then for a chimney, I think I'm going to use just some like soda cans for now. Cut a bunch of them off and make a little tube because it's just got to go from like basically here to right outside. Just that far. Truck shop. So to start, and I drilled one hole all the way straight through right there. And that's I gotta find a little piece of scrap. This was the top of a tuna can that I just cut smaller, and I left two little tabs on the side. I'm about to pop holes right there, and then send a little stick through there, and that'll be my flue. Have a center punch. If I did, I probably couldn't find it. Mother, father. Do it. I always got a bunch of old bicycle spokes laying around. Hello. I am doing well, Africa. Doing some hella Africa shit right now, too. Ooh. That fits nicely. How are y'all doing? Come to watch my broke ass freeze. See if I can get this fucking thing to actually go through there. Oh wait, you know what would help? Being able to see it. Big dumb dingus. Uh-oh. Probably gotta stretch her out a little. Yeah, fold them in. Make it not be so happy about its joinery spot. Either that or get it to attach to this not round tip. I don't really care. Oh, I know what I can do. Bend it. Where's my pliers? There we go. Now, bend this part back. That works well enough. There's really no way to be able to mark it if it's going to move around like that, but let's see. There we go. Down. I need to be able to stay there too, though. And go into this with any type of plan, by the way. Jewish. I'm German, but also Jew. ¿Por qué no los dos? All right, so there's my flue. Now, I need to find a screw of any kind. Where's my hardwares? Where's the hardwares? Damn, this is a different metal than that episode. Good lord. All right, 1 sec. I know how to fix this. Snag my mallet. Just punch a little mark there. Aha. Now we can do it. Try getting out of that little bit. New drill bits, man. Oh wow, that thing's walling out. Oh well. Glad to hear y'all are doing good. What are you getting into tonight that you're so not busy you can just watch me be busy. Oh, dang. Smaller screw. Even though that one's self-tabbing, I just don't feel like changing my bit right now. Too much work to find the other one. You want a little more length to it. Stop me from burning my fingers, maybe. Do it. That works well enough, considering I put almost no effort into it. All right. Functioning-ish flue. And then let's see. I think the last thing to do. Oh, who's a good boy, Oli? Shop dog. Y'all want to meet the shop dog? Oli, come here. Come on. Come here, dingus. Oh, no. He's cold. I'll have to bring you to him. Where is the dog? Oh, yeah, you can see him. He's just invisible. Right there. Right there. Good dog. His name is Oli Shit. Shit Weasel. He's a good boy. Who's the goodest boy? Yes, this is my back of my truck shop. We are in the bed of my pickup right now, which I have set up to look kind of like a covered wagon from the outside. Got my banjo. All my leather's back here. Stacked up. It's raining right now, and I'm staying dry. For now. Ugh. Ah. Lord, y'all all right? That looked painful. Ah. Oh, dude. I need a better mount. Dude, my bad, guys. Oh, dude, pop can cigarette holder. I mean, I don't know what you mean. Like a case, for cigarettes, or like a. Let me see if I got one on me. No, I don't. Usually, I make these little smoky. I call them smoky sticks. They hold cigarettes, and as you smoke them, they're pretty great. What's up, man? Mike isn't making stuff. Chico's making stuff. Or is Mike making stuff and watching Chico making stuff? Chico is always making stuff too. Right now we are in the back of my truck. You probably can't tell from where you're at, but like this is the work box right behind the cab. My cab's right there. You really can't tell, but this whole place, I decked it all out with from the outside it looks kind of like a covered wagon, like I'm a settler. There's a bunch of little slits. What kind of stuff do you make, Mike? Right? I just didn't have anything else that was a metal tube to use as a chimney. I'll invest in an actual chimney later if this works, maybe. But I doubt it, and I don't like spending money. Not on things that I could make out of trash. Now, hopefully, this thing works. All right, let's see. Go to the trash can, grab some kindling, or tinder rather. That's exactly what I do. No, I'm making a wood burning stove. Psycho. Yeah, Mike, that's exactly the kind of shit I do. Dude, the town I live in Chico, California, is like people just throw shit away here constantly. Like I find all kinds of great shit in the trash all the time, and people will throw it away because it's like, oh, the cord broke or something. I'm like, bro, I got scrap electronics for days. I can rip a cord off of something, and boom, now you have a brand new whatever. People are ridiculous in this town. Let's see. I need some kindling. No shortage of that. What I don't have right now is any like small firewood pieces that not kindling yet, but I don't have any like little hunks of wood that I'm willing to burn anyway, because the stuff I do have is very nice. I don't want to burn it. Oh wait, no, there's that piece. Aha. Started burning it. Let's go with this guy. This isn't the ideal chopping block. Let's see if gum wood too, so it's like not wanting to split. Eucalyptus. That's enough to start. Oh, fuck. Oops. What I meant was, functionality. I left my damn torch in my friend's house. This would have been a super fast start, but my dumbass. Where it's, not on wood and actually pointing outside maybe a little bit later. Right now we're just giving her a test go. I am in California though, so like all you have to do is like look at a fire for the whole place to catch on fire. So yeah, well that's the goal, heating the truck up. Just because I hang out back here pretty much every night. One more piece of paper. Go. There is smoke exiting through the chimney. That's very nice. It looks like a success. I mean, other than the fact that I haven't ported the chimney yet. Thank you, my friend. Now I have to figure out where I want to actually keep it to where you can blow its smoke outside instead of in here. Pieces from that tape right now. Man, the thing collapsed. It straight up melted the fucking aluminum cans. And a little bit of my tarp. But I ain't scared. Safety is still a thing. There is a fire extinguisher right there. Don't go freaking out, y'all. need something better as a chimney. Apparently, aluminum cans just melt. I thought I had used it before, but I guess I used soup cans or something. But no, definitely heat one. I mean, shit is barely smoking once it gets up and running. So, like, I don't know how bad I need a chimney. If I just keep it right next to the window here. Works for me. Well, carbon monoxide's still a thing. This thing ain't airtight or anything anyway. I have how it's built is I used this to get this arch right here. There's a part of a bed frame, which you can kind of see better over there. There's a bed frame that I just stretched out a little wider than it was so that it would work on both, fit to both sides of my lumber rack. And then the pole that goes across, this yellow pole right here, that's just one of those extension poles for like a pole saw, or like one of those light bulb changing poles or whatever. It's like super extends. And for when I'm playing music on the street and selling my leather work and stuff, I extended the pole a little further so it pokes out the back, and I have a wooden sign that I hang up. It's supposed to, I'm trying to make it look all medieval and kind of Renaissance vibe. That's the goal. Speaking of Renaissance, I'm making shit. This is a piece I was working on earlier today. Some old bike sprockets and a stick. I took a angle grinder and I put these two sprockets on top of each other and just cut with an angle grinder in through like there and then that piece on both of them. And that way you can slide them into each other like this. And then you just tie her up real tight. Now I gotta add a handle to it. So that'll be what I work on next, probably. Oh no, I know what you're talking about. I've tried that. That does not work. Not for actual cold temperatures, and you're actually like stuck living in the shit. Like terracotta pots ain't gonna cut it. One time I used all of my scrap metal and just made like this ridiculous. I just used like clamps, a bunch of C clamps that I had, and like clamped stuff together in a way where it was just like I had my stove. I had like 2 or 3 little alcohol stoves that I had made, the kind with the coil that comes up and you drill a hole. So it's like a rocket stove almost. I had like 2 or 3 of those, and I was staying out. It was like 8 feet of snow where I was up in Oregon, and I was staying with no vehicle out in the middle of the woods with just my camper, and I fucking dude, that was a gnarly time. But so I was like trying to make the heat trap as much heat as possible, basically. So I made like basically a maze for the heat to escape from after it comes out of the lantern because I didn't have much insulation in the camper. I was actively ripping it out because it was all moldy and shit. So I was ripping out the moldy stuff, putting in fresh stuff, but it was still freezing in the meantime. And so I, oh damn it, marijuana. Oh yeah, so I built like a maze out of all my scrap metal for the heat to escape from, so that way that all that metal would catch the heat and then it would dissipate from there. It worked pretty well, honestly. I just, it was obviously hideous, but it was desperate times, desperate measures. No shit. Thank you, my friend. Thermosiphon. That what is that? That sounds familiar. Thermosiphon. But what would it siphon heat from? That just looks scary. I might end up using that on one of these crazy little medieval weapon builds. Like razor wire. All right. Leather. What? Same idea. Candle for fuel, copper coil, and water. Receptacle. Flame heats, copper tube, water rises. What? Oh my god, that's dope. I gotta look that shit up. That sounds quite useful. Nah. Hell yeah. Like really, really hot water? Oh yeah. Wait, which one? We talking about this one or that one? I still don't have an inverter quite powerful enough to be able to run it in my truck, but I would love to get one. Full size lathe? What do you mean building it? Like, I mean, why not? That's what I was thinking when I got this little super tiny one right here. This one that has a stupid saw blade on it at the moment. Oh god, that's just seated around and not bent. Yeah. But when I was looking at this thing, I was like, dude, this is like the simplest little thing. If you can get a little live center like that, like All the rest of it's just a piece of T-track with some nuts. Like, yeah, and then like a motor from like an old drill or something, basically. Like anything. It's insane how simple they really are. There we go. Ah, she's ready for some ass whooping. I mean, ready to hang out on a wall. This is called the listening stick. It's like the talking stick, but it earns more respect. You might be a flight risk, sir, but this is a floor risk. care if it has bench vice marks on it. Because I don't actually sell these. Oh, shit. What up? Doing a live stream on YouTube and making medieval weapons. Now, the finishing touch. Some good old blow. Boiled linseed oil. So pretty. There she goes. I'll consider that one done. Go. Ta-da! Nice and clean for now. Until the revolution starts. Just waiting on y'all. What name boots? Oh, I mean, Justin. But that's only because I was named after those. I don't really care. I mean, if you can get Red Wings, fuck. You know. If you can afford them, those are the best, probably. Because they also, and you just do not get anything that says waterproof, because anything that's waterproof also holds sweat in, and you will get boot rot faster than you know. Huh? Yeah, you gotta bring them back though. Those are my babies. Hey, P, I like to finger fuck my Glock. I got a fetish. I like weapons. Made this one recently. Wakazashi. It's a full steel scabbard too. Pre-World War II steel too. Japanese. I love the way that stays in there like that. It's so good. Very nice. Lace up or pull on. Oh, I like pull on. If you can't tell, but those boots suck ass. There's like their steel toe and like whatever. There's like something that's supposed to go like between the steel toe and the top of the boot, and it wore out hella quick on that. And now I have like calluses on the knuckles of my toes. It's stupid. I basically can't wear those. I tried to repair them, and it worked for a while, but I don't know. My feet are just so beyond fucked at this point. Days I gotta finish this damn thing. What should I do next? What do I wanna do? How about clean up my mess? Yay! Hi. Yo, Mike, you still here? I wear a size 13, and that's the size I buy as well. Well, I don't buy shoes. I wait till my birthday. Thanks, Mom. I make my own everything pretty much. I made these. Never even finished them. I didn't put laces on them or anything. I just wanted something to cover my feet so the damn mosquitoes would stop eating me. Choo choo. All right. I think I'll be needing that guy anymore. Put it away. All right. All clean. Yes, queen. Dollar Tree wine. That's hilarious. I mislabel things in my shop. Never trust the labels in my shop. This is diatomaceous earth. All right. Let's see. Yes, sir. Yeah, go for it. I better not be leaking. Huh?
Gonna take a break sometime in the next hour or so? Hop in.
Yeah. All right. Cool. Will do. I don't have spaces for all of the tools that I have. Living in a truck is starting to suck. What should I do, guys? Hey, y'all want to see leather work? More weapons. What else do I need to do? I don't think that's what I need to do. Wish it wasn't already late so I could look on the chainsaw and get that fucker up and running. What to do next? I do need to fire up the laser at some point and make some more business cards, leather business cards, because I'm classy like that. I also have to finish a leather kilt. I don't know where the pieces to that yet. So, what butt is this fella all about? I don't know how to answer that question. This fella is all about doing things myself. I'm a bit odd. You get it. Sorry, I'm drunk. What are you doing? Hey! I don't know. I just craft. I make things. I don't like. I have oppositional defiance disorder, so I'm like, no, I can't. I can't have a boss. So I just kind of like make things work. I play music for money, and I do leather work, and I sell it while I'm playing music. Like I made this hat. Horrible camera angle. Ah, you get the point. This is a kilt I'm working on that a dude is gonna wear during his wedding. It's only just been started, but it's gonna look good. Oops, there's my needle. Guy was still mid-sew on this. Nothing right on, brother. Where are y'all from? What parts of the world did the YouTube share the live to this night? I've never asked anybody that before. That's totally something I'm curious about. Don't know why I've never asked. Probably America or the U.S. San Juan Island. Oh, sweet. Hell yeah. I hung out on Vashon Island a little bit in Washington. You don't say. How so? What do you mean by strange? Very strange. You just mean like you guys do a lot of mushrooms? Or very strange as in like I don't know. Me. I wake up just like you, man, one leg at a time. Pet pig, that's awesome. I also don't wear shoes except like when it's when I'm getting eaten by mosquitoes, and you know, I already I made these. I have a few pairs that I made. These ones just so happen to have a rubber bottom because my friend gave me these rubber pieces. But usually they just have leather bottoms because I have a ton of leather. Run the mushroom education. What do you mean run the mushroom education? Do you guys have like classes on like foraging? They do indeed, but also so does not wearing shoes. I have a buddy who has one of those grounding sheets for his bed, and so it runs. There's like a wire that runs across it that is grounded, and I guess he like something like slipped off the bed and like somehow ended up in a socket or something. And my mom was telling me about it. This is like one of my childhood. It was like my parents' friend when I was a kid, and the guy has always just been a super goof. And I guess he was like got up to go pee in the middle of the night or something, and when he came back, he that is when the wire had slipped in or somehow it became hot, and he hopped in bed and said it felt like something was biting him, and so he like freaked out and got out of bed and was like looking for a bug somewhere, He didn't see anything, so he crawled back in bed and he was like, it was biting me again. I jumped out and turned the light on. And at this point, I'm getting pissed. He jumped in the bed like 5 times and then ended up like waking up like looking like he had a stroke or something because he just kept electrocuting himself over and over. What a goofball. Good morning, you. Good morning, me. Good morning, everybody. Well, it's not really morning here, I don't think. Where are you? Where it's morning, cat? It's 9 o'clock here. 9 at night. Grounding has huge health benefits. That guy was more. Yeah. Oh no. I mean, he obviously uh, thought it had health benefits as well because he, bought the mattress or the sheets. But then he is also kind of a moron. He is the funniest moron I've ever met, though. Right. Flash. Just shout out to that one time I bought leather. What a fool. Don't buy leather. There is so much leather on this world that you do not have to pay for. That and this is that genuine leather bullshit where it's like pretty sure that stuff's like reconstituted or something. I don't trust it. It still smells all right, but it looks like it. Like on the backside, it almost looks like fabric. I don't trust it. I don't know if that's just like machining marks or something they used for the tanning process. Because parts of it look like it's still totally natural, but I don't trust it. Those are what I was looking for. Oh, thank you, my friend. That's crazy. I don't think I've ever like while watching somebody's live stream, just been like, oh, I'm gonna go check out their other videos. Of course, I'm just like not the most thoughtful person, I guess. I don't know. That was very thoughtful of you, though. Thank you. Where did I put my needle? Y'all are more than welcome to subscribe. What up, Eric? How you doing, brother? One of the first comments when I started this stream, I was like, blah blah blah, I make my own stuff, and this guy just goes, Jew. The entire comment. Thought about you. Is it? What pray tell makes it a great day, my friend? Thank you, my friend. I got a bunch more of these that I just made. It doesn't have a clasp either, it's permanent. You'd have to have a chain breaker to get that off. Yeah, I, knock on wood, but I don't want to go to jail again. But if I ever do, I can't wait for those dudes to just be scurrying around looking for a way to get that thing off me. we can't put them in there with that, but we can't get it off either. Ow. Just poked the shit out myself. That almost never happens. There's also almost always use dull needles. Not right now, for some reason. No point using a sharp needle when you already poked all your holes. Unless you like poking yourself, but I am working on a custom leather kilt that is going to be worn during the wedding by the groom. Guy had a crazy story too. I met him and he, like, within 2 minutes of meeting the guy, I knew way too much about him. Let's just say, I'll leave it at that, so y'all don't have to know what I know. Just realized, like 2 seconds into telling that story, probably not YouTube safe. Very NSFW. But guy had he's a very lucky person to be alive, and he knows it, and he is very thankful and living his best life now. And doing well at it. Very joyful fellow. It's not exactly a job, it's in lieu of a job. I can't have bosses. Doesn't really work for me. But if you want to pay me to make something, you can be my boss for a day. Or pay me to sing you a song. That's my preferred line of work. Do what you love and you'll never work a day in your life, they said. What had happened to him. It's the kind of shit that sounds like something you'd hear from somebody who had a really bad run-in with the cartel. Within 30 seconds of knowing the guy, he told me that at one point in his life he was dragged out to the desert, like shot 3 or 4 times and left there, and they had to use part of, like, for the reconstructive surgery and stuff, they had to, like, use part of his what the hell, they had to use part of his scrotal sac to reconstruct, I think, his eye or something. And so, like, he doesn't have those anymore. But his face looks fine. He's missing all kinds of. He's missing I think it's his pinky finger, so it looked really weird when he came up and like he shook my hand, and I realized something felt weird about that handshake, but I couldn't quite put my finger on it. Pun intended. And and then later on, he was like talking about how he was missing all kinds of stuff on his body, and like you didn't really notice because it was just like it's hard to. It looks like that basically, where he's just. But like when he's moving his hand around and stuff, you can't really tell that he's missing a finger. It was weird. But I think it was. It may have been. Damn, I don't remember. I was really drunk that day. But that dude, I'm pretty sure it was like something military that happened or something like that. I don't remember. I gotta ask him again. Robert, I do not know, man. I use whatever needle I can find at the time usually. I really like the ones that are like they have like a triangular point kind of. It's not really focusing. Focus, damn you. kind of see it. It's got like a triangular tip. Those ones are pointy though, too. And so what I usually do is I'll just take a steel file and kind of dull it out a little bit, even though it kind of defeats the purpose of the little triangular tip. Is supposed to like widen the hole just a little bit so that you can get your thread, a thicker thread through. And then it closes, it like self heals. Dude, is there a way I can like vote best comment? Best comment of the night. Oh. All right. Let's take a breather. This guy. Killing me. Time for a good old American spirit. I'm going to put a little extra America in it, you know. It's that time. It's 9 o'clock here, but it's 4:20 somewhere. That's not how time works at all. Time is a thing you hang on the wall or wear it on your wrist. The past is far behind us, and the future doesn't exist. You guys want to talk about time? Not the herb. Although that is one of my favorite herbs. Thyme is so good. Time doesn't reel. It never did, never will. I watched this crazy video, and like it took this guy 20 minutes to describe a very, very simple idea, but it was like you needed to hear the whole thing. I really wish I could remember who it was, but it was like the whole thing was based on him being like, okay, so do you remember when I started this conversation? I was like, yeah. And he's like, so you can recall that memory, but and it happened. But when it happened, it was happening right now. And that's the past. And the dude's like, yeah. And he's like, but all that's ever existed is right now. There's only ever been right now. And there only ever will be right now. The future doesn't exist. It never will. And the past doesn't exist. It's only right now. That shit, like he because of I'm sure I missed the main parts of the thing that would make it profound as fuck, but my hippie ass done been there and I got it. That shit blew my mind. I was like, oh my god, there only ever has been right now. For YouTube, just tobacco. All right, that's it. YouTube's sake. God, I'm good. Don't forget to like and subscribe, y'all. I'm just kidding. I don't really care about that shit. But if you want one of these custom lighter cases, get at your boy. tassel bottom one, and then I do ones with eyelets. So I like to keep my needles stored in here. And this is my daytime lighter. Wouldn't have worked today. A little on the cloudy side, but yeah. This thing works wonders. Before I had my laser engraver, I used to use this to burn into my leather. This, not this. But the benefits of having a lighter case, nobody will ever steal your lighter again, because the reason people steal lighters is not because they want more lighters. It's not because they want your lighter. It's because it's muscle memory. You feel, we all buy Bics. Everybody buys Bics, you know. So what you feel in your hand feels like your lighter. So you don't even look at it. You just put it in your pocket. And even if you did look at it, there's only like 5 or 6 colors. You know what I mean? But when somebody feels this in their hand, they're like, you think about it before you put it in your pocket, you know. Not only that, but when there's all this frilly shit hanging off it, usually you can tell who took your shit because it's still hanging out your pocket. And then I also make ones that have like a 6-inch chain and a tassel at the bottom. That way it's quick draw. It never falls all the way into your pocket because of the chain. And that's why I started making these, was because I wasted way too much time just digging through my pocket trying to figure out which item in there was a lighter, because I always have too much in my pockets. Much love. Thank you, brother. One of these days, I'm sure, if I can keep it up with the YouTube thing, one of these days I'll be able to make some money off it. I already have like 230 subscribers, so that's pretty cool. Don't know why y'all are subscribing, but probably the music. Most of them. I don't know. Y'all just like watching a bum in a zoo. Oh, I got a box full. Here's some. This is a mini Bic with a chain. Doesn't have a tassel yet. I don't know what the fuck that blue shit is. The hell? Some soap and copper corrosion. Gross and cool. Make these. I also can make and sell business cards. They're leather. These ones aren't finished, obviously. They're all fuzzy and shit. And this was a suede side. Both sides are suede on that. So, and it turns out those aren't messed up. Turns out that wasn't ideal. Just the pink, really. But I make these little phone number tags. If y'all want to order something, get at your boy. I also make hats. I just sent out a hat. In fact, that hat should have arrived in the mail today. I meant to text her and ask if it fits, because that guy had a really big head. And we made a total guess on measuring it.
Yours too, right?
What's that?
Is yours?
Yes, sir. Bad lighting. I do hat patches, and that was when I first got the engraver. It was a really bad banjo, but it was a banjo. Tassels. These things are great. I love tassels. And I do these little journals. paper not look so boring. And I just threw out a cup of coffee that is a day old. That sucks. Guess I'll have to do that in the morning. Thank you, my friend. That was thank you to Robert. And also thanks again to Vorniferous. I love that name. My dog's name is Oli, and I have a friend who's a wizard, and he would always call Oli Oliferous, the Oli one. Yeah, thank you, brother. I was just talking about that one. It doesn't have a clasp anywhere. It's actually like I. It took me a minute to. What the hardest part was holding my wrist in a way where I could get it on the anvil, and then I had my friend hold the nail setter as I sat there and peened it out. I love bike chains. I also sell those. I got a box full of them somewhere. I want to get into electroplating because it'd be really cool to like gold plate or silver plate some bike chains. Sell those as neck or bracelets. Like I was thinking kind of like a wedding ring type situation where it's because it's a little more permanent than a ring. Yeah, by all means, if y'all enjoy my work, please hit me up because the people in this town do not care. They're like, "You're a bum, leave." And I'm like, "I was born here." God, I'm never gonna finish this thing. I get bored of sewing way too quickly. And when you are your own boss, there's nobody to like, kick your ass into gear but yourself. What hipsters saying that are older people? Oh, telling me to fuck off. All of them. This town. I'm in Chico, California. Um, Almost every year, basically, it's been hit by like a really, or either Chico or a town near us has been hit by like a really, really bad fire. Like just continually over and over. It just keeps happening, and it's also a small college town. Um, and it's kind of like all the towns around us that burned, like basically just every year there's a whole new influx of new homeless, and because I'm like a travel-y type person, they can't tell the difference between a guy holding a sign that says "Give me money for free" and then the guy standing there playing. They just see me begging for money, even though I'm like providing a service and like trying to sell my handmade crafts. They don't see a difference at all, and so they're like they will let you starve in this fucking town. If it weren't for my friends that I have in other states and whatnot, straight up hooking it up. Shout out to Jason multiple times. Jason Wisdom, that man's a beast. Yeah, I would if if it weren't for my friends helping me out, I would have starved in this town for sure, even with the help of food stamps. Because the cheapest sandwich you can get at Safeway here is $9. People hand you $1 in this town and be like, "Don't spend it all in one place." I'm like, "Are you serious?" $100 goes in like lunch. Uh, God forbid I put a gallon of gas in my fucking car in the state of California. Oh, that'll be a fun game. What does gas cost per gallon where you guys are at? Because here it is the cheapest gas station in town is I think 430, 429 right now. Ridiculous. And I drive a Ford F-250 from 1989. So that thing gets about 5 gallons to the mile. Riverside. Oh shit. Huh, that's awesome. I had a friend up in Washington. Wait, didn't you say you were from Washington? I had a friend named Rocky up there who had a horse that was a Tennessee stud, and his name was Chico. And I had known her for like 6 months when I went over to her house, and she's just all, "Oh, that's my Tennessee stud, Chico." And I was like, "You, you know I'm from Tennessee. Like, I grew up in Tennessee. My name's Chico. How did this not come up in conversation, girl?" Oh, I miss Rocky. She was cool people. I do great there usually. I just haven't been up that way in a while because I didn't have a vehicle for a really long time. The cops impounded my bus like back in 2022, 2023, and it took a really long time for me to get back on my feet after that. I drove from all the way up in northern Oregon where I was living right along the Columbia. I was working in Lyle, Washington, and living in Hood River, Oregon, and I drove down to Southern California to pick up a bus, and I was driving back up. I didn't even get 2 days into that journey when I was parked on the side of the road, and I was installing my solar panels and hooking that whole system up, and the cops saw my bus parked on the side of the road. I was totally in a okay spot to park, and they just rolled up and they're like, "You don't have a license plate," and I was like, "No, but I have paperwork." And I looked, and the paperwork was just gone. Like it literally blew off the window or out the window or something while I was driving. And they were like, "Oh, well, you can't prove that you even own this thing. As far as we know, you stole it." And it seemed to me more like because where they sent it was like literally right on the border of Mexico. It was like, dude, y'all are just jacking my shit right now. They took everything I owned, all my guns. You can't be a hobo with a shotgun. $2.95 for regular. Oh my god, where's that at? Extreme Rocker. Dude, send me some gas. And probably tobacco too. I bet the tobacco I smoke is hella cheaper where you guys are at. Well, maybe not in Washington. Probably not. Washington's hella expensive too, unless you go to the, like the res. New York. Why the hell is gas so cheap in New York, but it's so expensive? And man, fuck California. Getting out of here. It's like a trap though, because like, dude, even the gas just to get me to the border of Nevada or Oregon, like, and I'm not even that far, dude. Not far at all. And it's still like so much more money than I have seen in a long, probably since I bought this truck, since I had the money in my hand that bought this truck. Yeah. In New York? That's crazy. How much is like? Do you happen to know how much a pouch of American Spirit tobacco is up there, like at the res? There was this spot uh in Lyle, Washington, that was it was just like a like a shipping container that they took an angle grinder and cut out a square to make it like a drive-through window, and they didn't. I think they weren't allowed to sell filtered cigarettes there or something. So it was like they sold tobacco and they sold tubes and they sold rolling papers and they sold filters. But I mean, I've preferred to roll my own for years anyway. And when I was paying, I think it was like $24 a pouch, and like it went up from like it was like 18 or 19 to like literally overnight they changed. It was like a tax change or something, and it turned into $24 a pouch. And that's only 1.4 ounces. And it's like, dude, you're not even rolling the fucking things for me. Everything except for weed is expensive. Oh, dude, yeah, I'm in NorCal. Trust me. There's like, ugh, it's sad what has happened to like, not really sad because actually a lot of the people that were like really making bank off the weed scene here were kind of shitty people, and they're all fucking broke for the first time in years now, and most of them are like up and selling their land and getting the fuck out of California. You cannot make money on weed here anymore. Yep, that's about what it is here for spirit, a pack of spirit. It's ridiculous. I googled it too. I was like, why is tobacco so expensive in California? And it was like, oh, because the government adds taxes because they are trying to convince people not to smoke. And I was like, that's unconstitutional as fuck. They don't care. What? What do you mean? In in weed? I mean, I've heard rumor of people putting fetty in weed, but I haven't personally had to deal with that because a lot of I tend to buy. I don't buy weed. I get fuck tons of weed for free because I'm in Northern California. But it's usually like it comes from dudes I know that they don't mess with other drugs in the first place, and typically it's from somebody who grew it themselves. Yes, you can share some happiness with me, my friend. Okay. So you're going to be an uncle or aunt? I don't know. A dad. Oh, you must be from Alabama too. Roll Tide. Oh, that made me miss my friend. R.I.P. Dirty. Y'all want to see something cool? My favorite pipe. Made out of an antler and a rib bone. And a little piece of metal straw that I used to connect it to. I think I saw a video about that on the interwebs. Oh, step bro. Here's another one I'm working on. This is for catching oranges. I gotta find a better way to secure this. Or just use screws. This is an old disc brake from a bike. Right on the other side of the Columbia in Lyle, Washington, was where I worked for a company called Pacific Land and Cattle. They had nothing to do with land or cattle. They had 12 of the biggest greenhouses I've ever worked. And that was the hardest weed job I've ever worked. It was a lot of work. Working for a white dude named Mukhtar Nolan. Everybody just calls him Nolan. Or Mukhtar or something. I don't know. I think his parents were hippies. What do you mean work closely with it? Like doing like CBD edibles or something? I thought they already legalized mushrooms. Grab my actual tripod. Stay where you are. Oh my god. I'm the most and the least patient person. And that's why my everything is the way it is. Haha. Oh, just Amanitas. Dude, I had a weird experience with Amanitas up in like super northern Washington. That was we went camping and just like filled the entire trunk with boxes of wine and cases of beer, and somebody brought like 4 ounces of Amanitas and like an ounce or two of cyan essence, and we made a tea. And like those are all legal, I'm pretty sure, but that was the most. Nothing really happened to me, but like all my friends made it quite an adventure for me that night, having to deal with them. Totally does sound like a Star Wars villain. I'm so bad at reading comments in order. Oh shit. Train bud tenders in the neurochemistry of psychedelics. But why do bud tenders need um, information on psychedelics? I don't even know what that is. Stores will run the mushroom. Oh, well, that makes sense. I mean, it's like liquor stores, you know, sell all the liquors. Not all of it, but not in California anyway, or Washington, I guess. Way cheaper at grocery stores. I used to grow mushrooms. My buddy in Tennessee, he started growing them with me, and then now he still grows, but you know he's just doing legal ones now. I'm gonna have to tame this beast on my face. Ah, oh, I thought you said magic mushrooms, sugar, and I thought it said tropicals. I was like, what? Topicals. Hell yeah. Do they have mushroom topicals? I didn't know that. If that's a thing, that's not something I knew existed. Yeah, my buddy just started growing shiitakes, doing the plugging logs method, because then you just leave some logs in the right, you know, amount of sun or whatever, keeping them moist, and then they just keep fruiting over and over. All right. Are you gonna look like? Is is there a way to see your profile? Because I want to see this chick look like she's 19 years old. She's like, I live off these mushrooms. She's like, I lied. I'm not in my 40s. I'm 75. Wait, is that you in your picture? Oh, my eyes are so bad, dude. Wait, I got this. Wow, you're purty. It's all the mushrooms. Well, that and shiitakes are just like one of the, you know, mushrooms that get pushed to us the most by society and the media and whatnot. Are you talking about cot ice cream? Like KHAT? That super addictive shit that all those Somalian people are all on. Oh shit, Costa Rica? I don't know where that is. Is it like? I mean, it's South America, south of America, right? Probably. I don't know about nutrient profile, but when it comes to flavor, dog chanterelles. Whoa, below Nicaragua. I didn't even know Nicaragua was in the Americas. I'm really, I need to get out of America. America. It depends for me when it comes to eating them. Like, if we're talking eating psychedelic mushrooms, nobody likes eating something that tastes like what a dog's ear smells like. Um, but like one time, my buddy and I used to be really into foraging, like mushroom hunting for edible ones, and just for um, the sake of like studying mycology, I guess. Um, but we found this patch of chanterelles, like golden chanterelles that were everywhere in this one little spot that we found out by this biking trail in Tennessee. And we would hit it pretty much every year, several times, and we made a, like, I don't know what you call it, soup. Really, it was literally the only ingredients. He would just put cream into a pot with a bunch of chanterelles, and that was it. And dude, it tasted like it was full of onion and garlic and like all kinds of herbs and stuff. It wasn't. It was just onions, or no, just mushrooms and cream. That was all he put in it, and it was so good, dude. And that's the only time I ever like, like the slimy, slippery. That's weird with mushrooms. It was like actually enjoyable in that. I think the cream made it like different, but yeah, other than that, I fully agree. I'm not a fan of the slippery, slimy, weird tasting shit. But I do like the fact that when I eat a bunch of mushrooms, it gives me a similar like filling feeling, like as if I had eaten meat. And I'm a strictly a carnivore. I eat more meat than anything. I couldn't live without vegetables either, but yeah, I can tell the difference when I eat a meal that had no meat in it. I'm hungry again 10 minutes later, and I do not like eating that often. Shit's too expensive in California. Oh God, wood ear mushrooms are, yeah, one of the weirdest jelly mushrooms. One time I had like a borderline traumatizing experience when I was cutting down some sawgrass that was in my backyard in Tennessee. There was just like what looked like a dog's, you know, red rocket had been like, I legit for like, I think more than an hour. But like I had to like debate whether I should tell my mom why I stopped trimming the bushes because she was like on my ass about doing it that day. And I was like, ah, I like ran away because I thought somebody chopped their dog's dick off and threw it over my fence. It was just a mushroom. Weird. I don't think it was a jelly mushroom. I found it one day. I think it was like a devil's trumpet or something. One of the, it was like it was red and it was slimy as fuck and wet to the touch. Terrifying. uh, that's how you ended up here, my friend. I'm pretty sure that's how we all ended up here. Too stoned for this. I was living in Tennessee. Also, thoughts on Kentucky. All right, so I grew up in. I moved from Chico, California, to Nashville, Tennessee, when I was 7 in 1997, and I stayed in Tennessee until I was like 21, and then I started traveling, and like immediately went straight to California again, and then hit Oregon and Washington, and then back to Oregon, and then back to California, and then just kept west coasting it a whole bunch for years, and then before I went back across the country all over the place. But Kentucky was where I got my first job. And I lived in Sumner County, which is right on the border of uh, Kentucky and Tennessee. When I lived in Oregon, I lived right on the border there too. I guess that's a thing for me that I didn't know. um, but yeah, Kentucky's pretty badass. There's like really really cool people in Kentucky, like way cooler people than because Nashville's kind of it's like one of the biggest cities in America now, and that only happened in the last 10 or 20 years. So like a giant influx of like dumb fucks have you know has happened there. So it's just kind of harder to find like really cool people in Tennessee, whereas in Kentucky they don't hide so much like they do in Tennessee. Oh shit! Are you actually in Australia? YouTube is sending me out that away. That's dope. On Saturn's rings. What do you mean? Ooh, I want to start making rings again. I have a lathe now. I should do, and I have this little tiny lathe. It'd be perfect for that. Where did I put my chuck key? That's what happens when you're too stoned and you're riding on Saturday. Is that something Aussies say? I saw this awesome short YouTube series that you probably know about it. It was like something about a Sasquatch that got too stoned. That shit was fucking bomb, dog. Whichever one of you Aussies made that shit. I don't know why I look Indian. I'm surely not. Ah. Just like digging blindly, hoping that I put this thing in here. Trying to feel it out. That's how you know I'm stoned. That's it's off-brand squirt, basically, and an apple soda, both made by Shasta. Pretty good. Believe it or not, we are actually in the back of my pickup truck right now. That's the cab right on the other side of, like, basically right under where these white things are, the white poles. That's like where the cab window would be, or is, but you just can't see it. Hard cider, hell yeah. I'm drinking on that Black Girl Magic because that's what the dollar store had. It's so cool that the dollar store sells wine now. I'm so stoked on that. Yeah, I kind of like, I tend to do everything myself, and I try to basically like dumpster dive everything or recycle, upcycle everything I can. I bought the truck itself, but damn near everything in here was either I well, no, I bought the laser engraver new. That was, I used $100 Amazon gift card that I got for my birthday, and then I saved up another like 80-90 bucks to buy that. But like everything else in here, is stuff that I either dumpstered or I bought it super cheap because it was broken and I fixed it. Like my chainsaw, just bought that for $30. It's like a really nice chainsaw. And later that day, I had it all tore apart and cleaned everything up, put it up back together, and she runs. Like, yeah, damn near everything in here is stuff that I either repurposed and because I got it for free and needed it to do something else, or also a lot of times people give me things in return for work. I do a lot of trades, and then people know that I'm really good at fixing things too, so they give me broken things all the time. So sometimes I find myself kind of in a puddle of a lot of broken shit. My wife? No. When your life looks like this, my friend, you don't get to have a wife. Got a couple baby mamas, but looking like it, but no. I am not old enough to have been in Vietnam, or not in the Vietnam War. My knife, however, was. It was a Vietnam K-bar. It's got 3 notches in it. And a whole lot of clay at the moment. I was out looking for the color. Oh. My friend, you thought I had the ability to choose. No. I had limited money and limited time and Facebook Marketplace, and I found this truck, which actually, if you know anything about vehicles at all, this is a 1989 Ford F-250 custom with only 80,000 miles or 83,000 miles on it, original. So like, that's pretty sick, honestly. And I got it for 1,800. So it's like, it was sitting a lot, but I know how to. I do auto work, so I'm able to fix those couple of seals that went bad, you know. I ain't saying it. My dog's middle name is Incognito, though, because you can't see him. I mean, you can, but barely. Oli, say hello, Oli. Shit. Where is he? Oli. Right there. Oli. Shit weasel. The most handsomest man. Come say hi. Oh, your leash got stuck. There you go. Come here. No, come here. You got to come say hi first. This is Oli Shit. The Shit Weasel Supreme. He's the goodest boy. I love you, Oli. I love you. Good morning. Good morning. It's not morning, but I wake you up. It's good dog. He's good dog. Come here, dingus. I know you're about to try to run off. That's why his middle name is Incognito. He's real good at hiding. Yeah, I didn't even mean to keep him, dude. I got him almost 13 years ago now. I was literally just like the guy that had him. had him inside of his backpack, and he was like, didn't even have his eyes open yet. And dude was like, he won't eat food. I think he's fucking retarded. I was like, dude, he's a puppy. He's not supposed to have been taken off the tit yet. Like, formula, idiot. But all I had on me was some hash at the time. And I was like, dude, is that dog, would you trade me something for that dog? Because I just didn't want him to have it. I was like, you're the worst. And that dog is so cute. And like, he was the size of a potato when I got him, man. That's how he got his name, because people would be talking to me, and we'd be like 5 minutes into a conversation before they realize I'm holding a dog, and have been this entire time. And every single time, the same words, holy shit. And he'd already got the name Oli. He picked it. I was telling somebody a story about my last dog named Leo, and when I would call him, I would say Leo a bunch of times really fast, and it turns into Oli. Leo, 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 Leo. Yeah. So I was like, I always said I would name my next dog Oli, and when I said that, he was just like, and started like cocking his head back and forth, and I was like, Oli? And like, he still had film over his eyes. He couldn't see anything yet, and he was reacting so hard to that word. And I was like, then he started wagging his tail and stuff. I was like, I guess that's your name, dude. And then, yeah, people, holy shit. And I was like, it's Oli. So that's how he got that name. And the middle name he earned from his incredible ability to sneak. And he's also, he's been to doggy jail 3 times for the same crime, assaulting an officer. Good dog. This light is the worst. All right, dude. He every day, every single day, I have somebody come up and be like, "Oh my God, the puppy's so cute. How many months? How old is your puppy?" All the time. I'm like, that dog is almost as old as you. Yeah, if you get real close to him and good light, you can see all the little. He's got white spots all over his head, and when people look close, they're like, "Oh, I can see the white on him now," and I'm like, "Yep, that's not from age. Those are all scars from all of the giant pit bulls whose asses he has handed to them." Little fucker loves to fight. I hate that about him. That's who I was when we first met, but I'm not that guy anymore, and he still is. He quit drinking, and I started drinking, and he kept fighting, and I stopped. Where did I put my glass? Aha. There you are. So I was looking up breeds, and apparently there's like 20 or 30 types of terriers. And so, like, Staffordshire Terrier is a pit bull, right? Um, when I was looking through them and pictures of them, dude, I thought one of the pictures was of my dog, and it's called a Patterdale Terrier. I think he might be that. Is that a pirate? Certified, bro. And I was so drunk, I did it backwards. You can't even see that shit. Yeah, my pirate mark. I talked to the pirates. They said it's legit. Specifically because I was too drunk. Yeah, right. Well, um, so he like I've had several vets tell me they think he's a cross between a black lab, pit bull, Dotson, and Chihuahua. Oh man, have you seen the? Oh, I forget what the YouTube channel is called, but it's it's an Australian show. It's like I think it's just a YouTube show, but like you'd find them by like searching like cavemen find a baby or cavemen discover economics or cavemen invent jobs. Those are the funniest fucking videos on the internet, dude. Australians have a fucking knack for comedy, bro. It's probably from, but like the more depressed you are, the funnier you are, typically, kind of thing. But it's like that's a dangerous environment over there, so it's like probably bruise some funnier fucking people. Who? My dog or me? Oh, dude, I highly recommend it. Like, I don't remember what either of them are, but the cavemen one, that one's easy to find. Just cavemen find a baby, or probably cavemen invent jobs is a good one to start on, maybe. But they're all so good. That one and the I don't know how you'd find this one at all, but it's about a Sasquatch that gets like way too stoned. It's a cartoon. The other one isn't a cartoon. The caveman one is people. It's about these dudes named Rocky and Sticks. Uh, what? Oh, mongrel. How do you pronounce that first one? I, Ibiza? Ah, are you serious, dude? Look it up. It is so good, especially the caveman one. Like that. Oh my god, so good, dude. So good, so good. Like the way they relate things to like cavemen times to like now is phenomenal. Like when they invent money and economics in general, like it's their currency instead of based off gold, it's based off of like I want to kick you in the nuts. But he's like I can't handle it right now. How about I give you this? And this seashell represents you get to kick me in the nuts later at a later date. That this is one nut kick. And he's like, all right, cool. And then that spreads to like everybody. Everybody starts passing around seashells, being like, it's a nut kick. 50 nut kicks. And then they start inventing luxury items and shit. It's so funny. Which their luxury items are like a pine cone with 3 leaves tied to it, like, and a feather. Oh, dude, the baby one is so fucking funny. He's like, you can't eat babies, but they're people. And he's like, no, no, no. People have knuckles. uh, people have knuckles. What the fuck is up with baby knuckles, though? For real, like they're just like little. Uh, their bones aren't even hard yet. Like you probably just go like that and just like snap a baby finger without even trying. Like totally acting. Oh god, I have a baby due in what month is it? October. Yeah, in 2 months, and my son is gonna be born. Terrifying. Y'all want to hear some crazy shit? I found out that I'm a dad a few months ago, and of a 9-year-old, a kid that was about to turn 9 at the time, and 48 hours later, I found out that my ex was pregnant, like 15 weeks pregnant, and she didn't tell me till it was like well into it. My dumbass didn't even notice. Like we had broke up, so I hadn't seen her in a long time, but like we met up. Then we were talking for like 20 minutes, and she kept like standing and like she was wearing like a hella baggy shirt, and she kept like standing in ways that it was like so I couldn't see it, I guess. But I didn't even notice. I'm an idiot. But I was stoked on it until she, yeah. Within 48 hours, I found out I went from being like, "Ooh, I'm the pull-out king." No, no, dude, no, you're not. You're just bummy enough to where fucking nobody decided to tell you that you're a dad. Well, with the first one, it was more because of it. Something else. She didn't want to tell people because infidelity, but they were already on their way out. And I was just a young traveler boy at that time. One of these days, probably like a few days after I die, I'm gonna be hella famous and rich for the music that I played years ago. Pretty sure I'm doomed to that luck. People gonna be like selling the shit I made out of leather for like millions of dollars after I'm gone. But I've just lived in poverty my whole life. Nah, this is kind of a lot for me to hear right now. The 9-year-old has a single mom. Yeah, now. Here's the sad part: the 9-year-old does not know that I'm its dad. It thinks that its dad abandoned him. He thinks his dad abandoned him, but that's not his dad. That's his older brother's dad. Oh, I'm not afraid. I was for sure. Like, probably like for like a week after finding out the news, I was very no opinion. I was kind of aloof, still having to figure out how I feel about it, I guess. And there was like a 24-hour period where I was like, what the fuck? And then after that, I was like, dude, just like everything else that has happened in life, I'll figure it out. Work. It'll all work. I'm not worried. Plus, the 9-year-old, dude, literally best mom, like out of all the human beings I've met, not just chicks I've dated or done it with. Like, if I had to pick a mom that was like, all right, you got to pick a woman that has to have your kid, and you're not allowed to be any part of its life whatsoever. It's not allowed to even know that you exist. But like, who's gonna be that mom? Single mom. You know what I mean? Type shit. And like, you want your kid to like still grow up great. Oh, dude, I would have picked her hands down. Like, yeah, no, she's a great mom. Really great mom. Ooh, that's tough, Anahi. So I was gonna help you rebuild an engine. That does sound like something I would say. Where you at? Who the fuck is Louis Yorker? She lived and got knocked with you in the truck. No, no, not at all. Rocker. No, that was like the truck is a new thing. In fact, the mom of the baby that's about to be born is that I worked in trade for her buying me this truck. Oh, she's more than treating him well. He's in like the top 93% uh when it comes to like intelligence stuff. But he's also got like severe anxiety. Probably got that from me, which sucks, but he's smart as hell too. Who even does crack, dog? That's whack, honestly, because it's like super not even. I've totally smoked crack a bunch of times, like a bunch of times. It is not worth a fuck. It really isn't. It's like super boring. Lasts like maybe 5 minutes. You know, the one thing I will say it's good for is if you have. Yes, I do song requests. I haven't even pulled out an instrument this entire time though. So weird question, but I liked it. And yes, I will. I totally could whip out a instrument. Um, oh, so she's not stopped smoking crack either. That's sad, dude. Did you just ask me to cover someone else's freestyle? Yeah, I play acoustic guitar. Specifically, I do not like electrics, and I play banjo. And I used to actually build guitars and mandolins and banjos. My dad owned a company that he started in Nashville. He used to work for Gibson, and then he got fired, and he started making parts and selling them to Gibson because they were better than Gibson's parts, and that's how he started his business. Wasn't no wait is ban I don't, correct me if I'm wrong. Is banjo an Aboriginal instrument? Wasn't it, or was it an African instrument? No, not the dead South. Ew. You probably like Benjamin Todd too, don't you? I went to high school with Benjamin Todd. his name in school was Ben Flippo. From Lost Dog Street Band. It's like on par with the Dead South. Ah, probably. You know, my phone has to sit here with all this fucking smoke too. It's probably getting a little stoned. You want one? YouTube says I can't tell you. Just American Spirit here, sir. Oh, I wish I could play the shit out of a harmonica. What is up with the creepers? I do. Yeah, I don't really like folk punk too much. Somewhat, like, kind of. I'm more bluegrass. Like, I don't really know how to put it. It's not bluegrass. It's it's me. What? What is the long pig? Long pig is people. Are you talking to cannibals, my friend? Long pig is what human meat is referred to as. I don't know why I know that. Yes, Ned Flanders. Tobacco. Y'all buy me a new pouch. I mean, I roll my own cigarettes too. I just sometimes I have to look like Gandalf, you know. Oh, damn it! Really burns better when there's a little something a little greener in there. You know what I'm saying? HGT 29. If you haven't started smoking tobacco, I highly suggest you don't. It's the most addictive fucking thing on the planet. Yeah, I made the pipe. I make almost everything. I made this hat too. And my shoes and this lighter case and my wallet and everything in this truck. Oh, if you usually smoke cigarettes, I highly suggest then that you start buying tobacco and rolling your own cigarettes. And if the is annoying to you, what I do is I'll take a stick, just like that big around, that long. And let me find an example. You had a pile of mine. Here's one I started on. Got a hole through it, and then I just carve it down to where it's uh, my 1/8 inch drill bit got broken, so I don't really like this. It having too big of a hole. It doesn't work very well. Because like when I roll my own cigarettes, they end up, especially in California, tobacco prices. It's like I roll skinnies, you know, and so like that's almost too big of a hole. And then for the mouthpiece side, you want it way skinny so that you don't have to, have your whole mouth open to have it in there. Nice to be able to make it as small as possible, and that also really helps with like how much I smoke because then it's the physical fixation, So like I have something in my mouth, so it's not always lit, and I use raw papers so they go out constantly. Um, yeah, cool. His shoes are made of the old dog from before. That would be dope. I I would love to have shoes that were made of my old dog, actually, because that would like be meaningful. Meaning, like my dog would be traveling with, still taking the same footsteps that I was. That would mean a lot. That's a good idea. I already have it lined up because I don't mind skinning an animal by any means. Even like a dog, that wouldn't bother me. But I cannot skin Oli. He's, it's different when he's been my best friend for 13 years. But I do have it set up. I have a friend of mine that agreed that when Oli dies, he's going to skin him for me. And he's going to take care of the whole tanning process and everything for me. So I don't have to do any of that. And then I get Oli's pelt when he's gone. So I get to keep him with me. Denny, I don't think that was real. Pretty sure that's what they call a troll. But my haters are my motivators. You know what I mean? No, not shoes. I think Oli would make a good hood. I'd probably just keep his pelt and like hanging over the back of my seat in my truck, so I can snuggle him when I go to sleep. My name is Justin, but people call me Chico. Like literally only the cops call me Justin. And I live in a town called Chico. I got the nickname because when I moved to Tennessee, I couldn't stop talking about how cool this place was. I was born in Chico, California. Sharpen this knife. I'm famous. A little bit. I definitely have more subscribers IRL than I do on YouTube, for sure. I'll be walking down the street and people just honk their horn and scream, "Oli!" Not so much me as it is my dog. People do love that dog. He's got so much personality. Eric Ruth. I have a lot of friends named Eric who have died. So, like, your name's Eric and you're not dead? I'm surprised. Keep it that way, bro. Don't do cocaine. It's got fentanyl in it. Super gay. Those cringy 50s smiles where it's like, is that fear or happy? Happiness. 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 Bro, what is the Midwest? Because, like, I've met people from all over the country that say, I'm from the Midwest, and then they name a different state every fucking time. Hell yeah. Bro, have you, like, never hung out around, like, locker room humor? Dudes are, like, the gayest not gay thing that exists. We all want each other to be gay. That's why it's like, sorry, homosexuals, you're not taking away the word faggot. It's not happening. Like, I thought that was my name the first 7 years of my life because all my fucking friends' older brothers just called me that, you know? Smoky stick. It's a cigarette holder. I call them smoky sticks. Because I'm adorable. I'm from the woods. I need to sharpen this fucking knife. Ow. Wait, Doug. All right. So, I don't understand your question. Pick a method that was back in the medieval times to deter crime. What would be the method that most would be afraid? So, you're saying pick an execution method. So, the crime would have to be like, we're talking serious crimes like murder, things that are worthy of you being killed as the punishment, right? Because we're not talking like, I mean, we're talking medieval times. So medieval is like there were times and places and rulers who deemed it worth, oh, you got caught stealing bread for your starving children and we're going to kill you. You know what I mean? So, like, tough to answer those questions. But if we're talking for like gore fact or like scare fact, you know, fear you out, use fear tactics to stop you from committing crime. Like, oh, you don't want this to happen to you, do you? Like, we're just, you know, fuck the crime. Let's just say it was something horrible, right? And so you don't want to get that death. I think the most terrifying thing you could do would be something they probably never did, but something along the lines of like making that person and someone that they don't have an issue with have to like battle it out to the death. And it's like neither you get locked in this arena, no food. You can sit there and try to last it out if you want, but these doors aren't open until one of you's dead. Type shit. And it's like, and you're not doing that with their enemy. You're doing that with their like partner or something. That'd probably be more terrifying than burning at the stake. Although burning at the stake was pretty, like I've read a lot of accounts on that and shit, and it was like there was nobody involved that was down to see that happen again. Like that was a pretty fucking brutal way to go. Every single account I read about, people wrote about that the second it became the smell of burning flesh, it permeates throughout the entire crowd, and everybody could smell it. Every single person mentioned the smell of burning flesh, and it's like, dude, as a dude who used to build instruments and instrument parts, there's a lot of working with bone, and if you are using a very fast moving saw when you're cutting bone and you like get even just the tiniest bit, not a perfectly straight cut, it'll start to burn, and then you get to smell what burning bone smells like. It's fucking awful, dude. It is way worse than the smell of burning hair. Like really, really bad. I also make pipes out of bone and antler, so I really know what burning bone smells like. It's no bueno. I don't think about stinky farts, my friend. What? That level of patience, my friend, it's very hard to achieve. Refusing to defend yourself. Love right back to India, my friend. I have heard wonderful things about your country. Y'all weird. Most places used to cook people. And remember, babies aren't people. People have knuckles. What's your favorite Indian dish? Oh, dude, I love red wine. I much prefer it over this bullshit. I really like bitter, dry wine. Have you seen what I'm drinking? Yes, queen. I I know I am homeless. Hope. Thank you. Um, I've tried a Malbec once, and I don't remember if it was the best thing I ever had, or if I was like, I don't really care for that. I'm not really sure. Dude, everybody gets crazy when they drink wine. It makes you emotional as fuck. What the fuck is macho guacho? Is that the Indian dish that you like the most? I'm sorry, I don't know how to pronounce that. Safe distance, please. Uh, I don't care about anybody that I don't know. Sorry. Don't even know who that is, honestly. Red wine from Argentina. Hell yeah. Hope. I was born in Chico, California, and when I was 7, I moved to Nashville, Tennessee with my family. And when I was 21, I hit the road traveling, and I've been stuck homeless in Chico, like in California, for like the last 3 years. When the police impounded my bus and everything I owned. I love me some good mead. Who do I look up to? Nobody. Yes, I've tried a lot of Indian dishes. I love Indian food. And as a traveler, I've heard only great things about India and how like welcoming everyone is there and they can't wait to cook for you and feed you. And I love food. So like, what's my max bench? Bruh, I don't work out for fun. I work out and in sun or rain or snow. Yes, but freedom in this way with my disabilities and whatnot, being like, I'm not introverted, but I'm mental blocks going on that stop me from doing the things that probably would make me successful, um, doing what I do. So it's also a poverty stricken life so far. But I bet after I die, all the stuff I made is going to be worth a ton. Does anyone here have some type of judgment that isn't based on imagination? Isn't all judgment based on imagination? It was based on your perception, which is a form of imagination. Wisco boys. From. I was born in California. I was raised in Tennessee. I'm back in California now. Nashville boy. Can I work? Yeah, like to the point that's like all I know how to do. I don't have. My hobbies are work. All of my hobbies involve work, and I enjoy working. Well, that is very depressing, my friend. Sorry you had to deal with that. Life is not easy. In fact, I've come to realize that it's not supposed to be. It's anytime anything good has ever happened to me, it was because I was out trying to fix something bad. You know what I mean? It's always good can't happen without bad. You can't have good. You can't have happiness without struggle. You know. So struggle more, fail more. Yes, this is my home. We're in my truck right now. This is the bed of my truck, which I built myself. It's mostly shop space. Uh, Sometimes I sleep in the cab, which is up that way, right in front of that wall of stuff. And that's storage up top up there too. And then that's all my leather. That's the tailgate and my puppy. Holy shit. Holy. Holy. Say hi again. He's like, stop waking me up, dude. True that. Marshall Peoples. Or Marshall Peoples. Not sure. So many what? No. See, that's the problem is like I love doing leather work and making the stuff, but it's God, I hate sitting out there and selling the stuff. I hate that aspect of retail in any sense. I'm not that. I'm personable when I'm playing music and I'm talking to people like that. But when people are walking up and asking me questions about the stuff I make, I'm like, it's just cringy because I feel like I'm trying. My job there is to try to manipulate you into giving me your money, and I really, really don't like feeling like that. So, I mean, that's the number one reason why I'm always going to be in poverty. Yeah, I can paint, and I draw, and carve, and yeah, I do almost everything. Like, I have way too many hobbies. That's why I have so much shit in my truck. It's almost entirely tools and materials. I make jewelry. I make weapons. I love making weapons. I finished this one up. I don't know if any of you guys were here for that. This was at the beginning of the stream. Very fun. They're all for sale, dude. Everything I make is for sale, for sure. And just nobody in this town wants to buy my shit. That's why I go to YouTube, hoping I can reach people elsewhere that do care. I make these lighter cases to stop people from stealing your lighter. I could tell that was someone. Nino, yeah, Nino, you gotta be like Middle Eastern or something, my dude. With that that response, people will scatter from it. Like that's a people that still use hand weapons. And you're right. My tactic has always been: if you look scary enough, nobody's gonna fuck with you. And it works. That's why I'd be walking around with these. The wakizashi I made. It's got the scabbard is also fully made of steel. Steel and leather. If you know anything about Japanese sword making, it being able to stay in its scabbard while being shook upside down and still being able to pop out with a thumb is the hardest part of building one of those. Oh, I did wave it really good. Not coming out, dude. You like Jack Sparrow? Like Cack Sparrow, man? Everybody tells me. Everybody used to tell me I look like Johnny Depp, especially when I had dreads. More of the Hunter S. Thompson type. Same here, Eric. No, God, why would I go to Portland? Yeah, sorry, I'm reading back through all the old stuff because y'all are talking a lot all of a sudden. Knives scare me like snakes. Ha! Yes, snakes scare the shit out of me. Dude, one time I killed a rattlesnake, and this thing was like I was standing right next to it and didn't even realize it. It's called a timber rattlesnake. They blend right in. This was in Georgia, and my buddy chopped its head off, and we scooped it onto like this thing. It was like an old vote for this guy for mayor from like 40 years ago sign that we found. It was like made of metal, but it was flexible, and so like we threw its body and its head on there and carried it back. Dude, that head and body stayed alive and reactive for like 24 hours. And well, we cooked the body and ate it within like an hour or two, but the head stayed alive for a freakish amount of time. And we cured its skin, like tanned the pelt, because those are worth like $350. It's ridiculous how much rattlesnake skins are worth. And dude, they're good. It tastes. Have you ever met anybody that has eaten rattlesnake? Doesn't taste like chicken. It tastes like chicken noodle soup, like exactly like chicken noodle soup. It's weird. Like, don't add water. Campbell's chicken noodle soup, condensed. Pop it open, take a sip. Tastes exactly like rattlesnake. Why would you rather have snakes than rodents, my friend? Have you ever had a snake infestation in your house? It's not okay. They fill your walls and shit. Oh no, you want to hear some weird shit? Before we ate its body, the body and the head were both on the hood of my car. And I took the head and I turned it to look at its headless body. And it went from looking at its headless body to locked eyes with me, who it knew just moved its head. And it just went, like, stuck out its tongue, like its eyes, its pupils just dilated hella. And it was like, I will fucking kill you if it's the last. Like, it's fucking started spitting venom and shit. I was like, dude, that thing's a demon. Oh yeah, no, it was pretty terrifying, but 10 out of 10 would do again. Uh, right after that, my buddy and I started killing the fuck out of some rattlesnakes, and because we stopped by like a liquor store to get some gas. It was like a gas station liquor store thing in the middle of nowhere, somewhere in the south, and the people that ran the place were Indian, and they were like really about snake skin for some, and he just had one of the pelts like draped over his neck, and uh, the guy's wife showed a lot of interest, like asking a bunch of questions about it while we were in there. And he was like, yeah, no, I trap these and I tan them and sell them. And the guy was like, really, can I talk to you? And they ended up buying like $600 worth of hides from us, and which he had already turned some into stuff, so it wasn't. It was just short of 2 full hides that the guy bought. Um, but yeah, like, dude, there's really good money in killing rattlesnakes. And in Georgia, I think Georgia's the only state where you can legally, like, the government actually pays you to, like, I think they pay you per rattle. You bring them the rattler, like the rattle itself, and they pay you like It's like $15 or something per rattle because they're actually invasive and they're fucking shit up down there. I am cool but confused. Are you not confused? How, bro? Love you too, buddy. Subscribe, and hey, if you look through my videos enough, you can even find my phone number. In fact, this video has my phone number in it earlier on. Text me. I'm bored a lot. Put this on a longer chain. Same, Denny. Wait, what? Good for tourists? I mean, yeah, I am. I'm great for tourists. Tourists love me. I'm a musician. Who said I was ever strong, Glenn? Sell the skins. Yes, I do. Now, what I've been doing lately is getting. I find people on Facebook Marketplace that are giving away free leather couches, and I hit them up and I'm like, hey, I don't want the whole couch. I just want the leather. And if you can take care of the skeleton for me, in return, I will make you something out of the leather. And I haven't had somebody say no to that yet. Almost everybody wants something made out of leather. They just don't want to pay for it. And the first time I tried it, actually, it was a really sweet story. Um, my dog's essentially outside right now. He's fine. We're all outside. We're in the back of my truck. And it's raining. I just have a tarp over it. But this couple, the lady was like, "Oh no, I don't want to give you the couch because if you're just gonna tear it up, because my husband and I bought this 35 years ago when we got married, and we just had it reupholstered, and it cost like $1,200, $1,400, or like $2,400 or some ridiculous amount of money just for the leather." And she was like, "We want it to go to somebody that's gonna like value it." And I was like, "Oh, that's fine, that's fine." But then I sat down and smoked a spliff, and I was like, got to thinking, and I was like, "Hey, you want people to value it?" So I messaged her back, and I was like, "If you want people to value it, here's the thing: you want it to go to a, a couple or a family, and they may enjoy it. But if you give it to me, I'm going to cut it up, and I'm going to turn it into 500 different things that 500 different people are going to love, and it's going to be truly appreciated that way." And she was like, "Oh my God, you're right. And I really want a throw pillow." And I was like, "Plus, then you get a memento of the couch, like a piece of it, you know." And so I made her a throw pillow with fringe around the sides. It was all like a foot long, and she wanted a dog collar too. So I made her. She said her dog had sensitive skin, so she wanted a soft collar made of leather. That was pretty cool. But yeah, everybody I've asked has given me free leather basically, and then I do leather work. I do have an Instagram, but I don't really use Instagram. I think I have several Instagrams, and I think you could probably look it up as under Chico in Chico with no spaces. CHICOINCHICO. Uh, if not that, it would be leather or not, as in leather or KNOT, like not in wood. Um, But for the most part, I just like Facebook Messenger if you want to get a hold of me. And on Facebook, I'm Chico Justin Smith. That's hilarious. The Murdoch, because Noodle is I have a Noodle was the damn. I don't remember what Noodle did, but I have a Noodle sticker on my bench grinder, wherever the fuck that thing went. Where did that thing go? No, it's right there. Mm-hmm. Wait, like a black Murdoch. I'm not black though, my dude. All right, well, it was fun kicking it with y'all. I think I got a GTFO. My homie was asking me to come inside like an hour and a half ago. Oh boy. I'm in Chico, California. Hell yeah, I'm reaching Canada. That's sick. I've been thinking about Canada a lot lately. And Alaska. Travel wise, Thinking about heading up that way. Some dude was offering me work on the like oil work up in Alaska, and I was like, I don't want to be that guy, dude. And he was like, "Oh, then you really don't want this job." He was like, "I am that guy." Like, it was until oil hit it. Those guys are raping your land. Absolutely, it's ridiculous and sad. Where? Wait, you said you're in northwestern. Oh shit! Ontario isn't Ontario like on the eastern side of Canada, or kind of central? I don't remember. I've never. I only went to Canada once, and it was totally on accident. I literally stepped across the border, and like I crossed some creek in like super northern Washington. I didn't know how north we had driven, but I'm like I was on mushrooms, and I'm like walking, and I'd like hop over this creek, and out of nowhere, this fucking dude on a horse rolls up, dressed like a Mountie, and I was like, this has got to be a dude like in costume or something, right? And he rolls up and he's like, "How you doing?" And I was like, "Good. Are you a real Mountie?" I was like, "That seems like a really real Canadian accent, dude." And he was like, "Oh yeah, you're in Canada." And I was like, "Oh fuck, I'll just go back over." And he's like, "Please do." I was like, "Ah, they were right about the polite thing." Oh fuck, frag grenade. You all right? You ever got that one before? Come on, that was funny. Waiting for a response as the only dude that's on the camera is super weird for the record. I'm good. I was about to get off of here, but I don't know. I really got nothing better to do. I've been on live for 4 hours. And YouTube doesn't pay me yet. Shit. Dismissive Glenn over here. Thought we had something going, homie. You ever fucked with an actual grenade before? That's something I would love to do. I love things that go boom. Double tap and drop a like. Hell yeah, boy. Thank you, Mark. I'm so bad at all of that stuff. Right. Where the hell did I put my tobacco? I always put it in there, and I didn't. All right. Which one of me? There it is. I'm just puking up light. Why would you do that? Hey, Glenn. Bring one over here, dude. Rude not to share. I was just talking to my friend earlier about how to make. I learned how to make moonshine when I was in Georgia. Dude, I would totally pay $30 for a grenade. Are you kidding me? So fast. If I didn't have $30, I'd find it. Are you kidding me? You can win any situation with that. Just you just hold it up. I'll do it. I'll do it. Oh man. I would be like, I don't know if any of you guys watch Whitest Kids You Know, but that's my kind of fucking humor right there. Straight up little brother ass humor. Good God, what would even happen? And why does it have to be an old washing machine? Wait, washing machine, not a dryer? All right. You don't get to be in charge. you might we might make you the explosives expert, but you're not going to be in charge of anything. Probably. You don't seem trustworthy like that. You seem like you're definitely trustworthy for like if we're trying to have a good time. See those little smoke rings coming out of the bowl? That's sick. I'm like a wizard. Indeed. The Blue Oyster Bar? Why does that sound so familiar? Where's the Blue Oyster Bar?